All right, we're back at the back of Skinny Ridge here, and we're moving a hawk blind on a Keen trailer. And what we've noticed is all the movement happens basically the last light. Well, they're staging up back here at the very end of this ridge, and it's just taking them a little bit to come out to us. Their bedroom's back here. So we're hopeful by putting this blind. I just didn't have the confidence in a wind direction out here to hang a stand, because we thought about hanging a set right there actually. But I didn't feel good about the wind because I think they're bedding right there. Of course, I don't want the wind blowing out in the field here. So with this blind, it gives us some more options, scent-proof options, and I'm pretty excited about what we can do out here. All right, we got the jacks on, and now it's time to lift up the blind, hook it up to the batteries, get a remote, and then we'll lift it right up. All right, we made it in. The blinds are all the way up. It's secure, and we've already cleaned all the windows. Not sure when we're gonna hunt next, but
whenever we get the right wind according to DeerCast wind check.
We're set. Check this view.
This episode of DoD TV is brought to you by Hunter Specialties, serious hunting tools.
November the 1st, and we're dealt with a few not so nice temperatures over the next few days, but either way, we're still out here and we're gonna give it our best shot. So a few days ago, we went out and we hung a new set. We went out and moved a blind, and the farmer was here that whole day and the next day spreading lime. So we used that opportunity and that commotion on the field to kind of do some of the movements we needed to do to get ready for the upcoming rut. So we're gonna jump on these Rogue Ridge bikes, and we're actually gonna take it back to where we just put that new blind. We kind of carved out a little bit of a garage, if you will, on a blowdown that was right next to the blind that we put up on that Keen trailer. So the plan is to ride back there. It's at the very, very end of this ridge that we've been hunting, and every time we sit there, we see mature deer come out from the end of this ridge where presumably the bedding is, and it just takes them a little bit to get to us. So I'm really excited about using the Rogue Ridge bikes tonight, because really this is a spot where it doesn't make any sense to take the tracker in. There's nowhere to park it. That wouldn't spook deer. It really doesn't make sense to walk in and out, in and out, in and out, because it's the very far end of the field. So we're gonna be able to ride these right into the spot, tip them into our little garage that we carved out, and I don't think the deer are going to be any of the wiser. So silent, deadly. I look forward to trying it out tonight. What are we doing tonight, mister?
You ready to ride Rogue?
I guess. Let's do it.
Let's do it, man.
The Rogue Ridge bikes worked to perfection. Access in was quick, it was easy, and the garage, deluxe. So we ended up having an encounter that evening with a deer that we thought was our #1 target, Slingshot. We've never seen him in daylight, only had pictures of him, been chasing him for 2 years. And as we watched a little bit longer, I mean, we only had a brief encounter with him. It was actually a deer we call the Main Beam 10. He's a 4.5-year-old. He's a future superstar. We're pumped to see what he's gonna grow into. And it was nice to just see a deer that night. A couple days later, fast forward the clock, we're still out there grinding, getting up at 3 a.m., driving out to the lease, and we're excited about this morning's hunt. We're going back to the shack plot after a deer that we call Slingshot. We're kind of in his I'd say the edge of his home range, but his home range expands this time of year. So we were excited, we're settled in, and before we know it, who comes in? A deer that we call Titan, a deer we knew from the year before that was all busted up. This year grew a crazy rack, and he comes in from right directly behind me.
It's 50 yards to the far end of the food plot, 20 yards to the beginning of the food plot here. I actually put out some bug bomb this morning when we got here at about 20 yards. And just kind of brush some leaves up. There's no real scrapes on this block because there's no limbs hanging. So we're giving it the old college try.
There's a deer that we call Titan. He was on our access trail in, and I tried grunting him, snort wheezing, but he kind of looked like he had a limp, so I don't know if he wanted anything to do with it or not. He's right there, going away. Definitely a shooter. It's about 40 yards at the closest. Behind us, nowhere I had a shot.
DeerCast is giving away a hunt with Mark and Terry Drury, a tracker side-by-side, and a Hawk box blind. Enter to win using the DeerCast app or DeerCast.com and get ahead of your game.
That's some Dumb and Dumber shit right there. Alright, well, we're gonna go over to the Skinny Ridge blind that we put up not just but maybe a week or so ago, and we're gonna put the doe decoy out. Our wind is blowing kind of straight back to the bedding, but we're gonna kind of tighten up the blind, and we're gonna put out I'm gonna put out a whole can of this buck bomb, doe and estrus, and so that scent will blow down into the bedding, and we're gonna have her out in front of this road right in front of the blind, and we're gonna see what kind of damage we could do here. Only concern would be any of the deer that pop out right next to the blind would freak out if they see her, but what do we have to lose? Nothing. That's what we got to lose, so we're gonna try it. Oh, somebody driving through here. Huh, this is a new one. This is an easement road, so we don't own it. I don't own anything over here except this. So, what do I have to say? But it is annoying because there are vehicles driving through here all the time. And then with gun season being this coming weekend, there's even more vehicles because people are scouting. So, we need to kill us a deer before our deer gets killed. It's not our deer, but it feels like it. And by a deer, any deer. Even a doe. I'd be happy to see anything. Alright. Engage power boosters. Holy shit. Our wind is not favorable tonight, so I'm gonna put it right here and it'll blow down past us, and hopefully that'll be the dominant scent that anything picks up on, and then they see Jane Doe out here, come take a look, give me a quartering away shot. That's the plan. Alright, we're in. We wanted a really quick jump in here, and just in case that buck bomb doe estrus kind of stirred something up, we want to make sure we got in and settled. Well, we just got settled. I look back and there's a little spiker
coming out of the timber, licking his lips, and he's looking behind him, so I need to look back again and see if there's anything else back there. He's out by the logs. Alright, he is directly downwind of us. We were looking at DeerCast wind check, and it's blowing to that bedding, but I wanted to set this spot real bad, so we made sure everything's tightened up on the blind, but we felt like by putting that doe estrus out, it would also act as a cover scent. Looks like it's working so far. There he goes, reading the script. Here's Pinback. It's amazing this time of year what it does to these guys. It makes them not think straight. Now Gary's coming back, he's running back to her. Just amazing. Obviously plastic. Come on, guy. That's pretty awesome to see. He really likes her. He's relentless too. He's still going after her. Check this out. So, oh, there is a hole there. Oh no, you're gonna get much joy out of that bud. He's gonna end up getting it stuck in his rack and carrying her out of here. Good.
Obviously, the combination of the doe decoy and the buck bomb doe and estrus was the ticket that night. It was fun to watch. Didn't see any shooters, but that's part of it. Great experience in the outdoors. By now you can tell we've had a somewhat tough season, Scott and I, this year. We grinded it out last season, and here we kind of find ourselves in the same rut. This lease that we primarily hunt, it's just a tough spot to lay eyes on one in daylight. And so every time that we've gone out to hunt, if we're in a blind, he brings a crossbow and I bring my new Matthews Phase 4 bow. No matter what deer shows up, he's got a hit list and I got a hit list. Well, one of the deer on his hit list, he's a great buck. We had an encounter with him last year, the night I shot my deer. He's at least 5.5 years old and would be the biggest buck of Scott's life. So basically from the beginning of the season on, we've been trying to get him in front of that deer while we're hunting and trying to get me in front of a shooter. we had what I felt like was our best intel on where his home range was during this period of the rut. I felt like he was maybe locked down with a doe because he kept showing up on a little 40 acres that we really had not hunted much, but it's got this nice clover field on it and a pond, and then quite a bit of bedding that surrounds it. It was logged the year before. So I felt like this was kind of his core. We got nothing to lose, so we were heading in to see what we can make happen.
All right, it is November the 8th. It is election day here in the United States of America. This morning I elected to sleep in. Scott and I kind of gave the day off, the morning off, because we've been getting up at 3 a.m. to get out here to the lease in time. So I feel like here, based on the cameras and the intel, the last 15 hours or so, the deer really started to pop, and I'm seeing a lot of chasing. So we're gonna go probably sit a box blind over a clover food plot we have not sat yet this year. Had intel of a short G210 that we've been chasing for a couple years. He was in there last night, this morning, a couple other bucks. He was kind of chasing around. There were some does in there. I feel like there might be a hot doe in there. It's hard to beat this time of year, and they're getting ready to hit that lockdown here shortly. Those bucks, they're trying to get those first available does, and here on this property, I think that's happening right now. So we're gonna get in a blind or a tree here and see if we can run into one. All right, we're settled in, and Jane Doe is out, the decoy, and you know, it's about 3:30 now. We're looking at the DeerCast prediction, and it's kind of going in and out of a good / okay with a little bit of a grade in there throughout the day. And I think it has to do with there's cloud covers kind of rolling in and out and in and out, and it looks like it's pretty much rolled over us right now. But we came back to a spot I don't think I've ever sat back here, and it's a lush clover field. So we set Jane Doe out. We put out the doe pea from Buck Bomb, and hopes that something might pop out, and we'll see what happens. Scott's got the crossbow. I got the new Phase 4 bow from Matthews, and looks, you know, we're looking forward to the evening, and I'm hoping that we can see quite a long ways. I'm hoping at the very least we get some MRI on what kind of movement's happening back here. We only have 2 cameras in this 40 acres, so there's a lot that we're probably missing. All right, we got the first deer of the night and second deer of the night, 2 does. The sun has officially set, and these deer pop out. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. Of course, since it's a mama doe, she does not like this decoy we got out. So it's likely to blow up in her face pretty quickly. It's a button bug in it. Luckily, she also blew as she stomped and ran away, so our night is probably over. It is 5:01. We got 27 minutes left, something like that, 26.
me what happened.
Shot low.
Low?
I'm pretty sure it shot low.
You're freaking kidding me.
I mean, I could be wrong.
I have the HHA set at 29. I ranged him at 27.3. Put it on him.
Where'd you aim, like on body?
Heart. I aimed right for heart.
See, I thought it was a little low. I mean, I went under him, I thought, but I could be wrong, maybe.
Oh my gosh. Matt and I have been freaking struggling all week during the best time of year, thinking that nothing's gonna happen, and then out of the blue, freaking short G210 shows up.
We've been struggling all year, bud.
Yeah, we have been struggling all year. But we set the least intel spot, I guess. What else would you call it?
Yeah,
a spot we've never set before.
But we had Reconics cell camera of him here last night and this morning, and I felt like he was on a doe.
Yeah.
So that's why we came in here.
So right at sunset, we see two does pop out, and they kind of wick on the decoy, and then they bound off. And then I look back out the window, and there he is. And he came in here to about 40 yards, and then we got in like this ultimate just stare down. I mean, I had every latch on the window open, and we were just sitting there waiting for him to make his move. And then he finally made his move. I ranged him, dialed my Leupold, and this HHA sight right to where I thought he was, and put it on him, but I don't know. It looked a little low to me.
I thought right under him, but
I was aiming right for the heart, so I mean, I thought that maybe it just zipped through him real fast and was good, but I guess we'll have to just kind of replay the footage and see.
Yeah, I think you shot under him. I could be wrong.
All right, well, we made it back to our trucks, and unfortunately, it was a completely clean miss. I freaking hate it, but I'm glad that I didn't at least injure him. So we do have another opportunity at him here going forward, but man, it sure does suck to just flat out miss a deer, especially, you know, after the struggles that Matt and I have had this year. You know, it would have been nice to get on the board and get the short G210 down. He would have been my biggest buck ever, but you know, things happen. The arrow just went right below his belly. We're pretty confident that we didn't hit him at all. There was no hair, no blood on the arrow, nothing. So he lives to see another day, and Matt and I continue riding that struggle bus.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. But firearm season's coming up. Alan and I shot those and got those dialed in, so hopefully I'm a little bit better at shooting rifles than I am crossbows.
Oh, we know that, because you've killed several bucks the last few years.
I got dibs on that 350 Legend.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of DoD TV was brought to you by MOTV. For full episodes of 13 and all of our Outdoor Channel content, head over to the MOTV app and view it today.